The Hydrow Wave Rower recreates the on-the-water rowing experience with great outdoor content and one of the best magnetic resistance systems I've tested. Welcome to treadmillreviews.com. I'm Kaylee and we're looking at the Hydrow Wave rowing machine. This is the more affordable option of the two Hydrow rowing machines. It's lighter, has Hydrow's excellent training content, and even comes in a few different colors. Most importantly, Hydrow is a brand that understands indoor and outdoor rowing, and the performance of the Hydrow Wave Rower reflects that. But don't think that the Hydrow Wave is just for outdoor rowing athletes to train indoors. It also works well for complete beginners. Thanks so much for checking out this review. Here at treadmillreviews.com, we have a lot of videos on the top fitness equipment. So if you're looking for more help as you shop around, be sure to like and subscribe. We would also love to hear your feedback and any requests for future equipment reviews that you may have. All right, so looking at the Hydrow Wave Rower's design, one of its top features is its lightweight construction. It weighs only 102 pounds. The frame is a thermoplastic polymer, which makes it easy to store and move around. It can be stored upright for the most compact storage, but Hydrow recommends using their vertical anchor to secure it to the wall. It has two transport wheels, so you can just push it around when you have it lifted by the rear stabilizer. You'll want to adjust the screen down to protect it from being damaged while you're moving it, but I had no trouble moving it around and most users should find it fairly easy to do so. The seat sits about 15 inches off the ground. That's lower than some of you may prefer because it doesn't feel like sitting onto a chair like the Averon Strong does. But I don't mind it, and the seat is comfortable. It's about 12 inches wide and 10 inches long with a groove in the back to reduce irritation on your tailbone as you row. And I'm happy to report that I didn't experience any soreness or discomfort during my training. So your next touch point on the Wave Rower is the pedals. You've got the foot stretchers and the footboards, which are pretty comparable to what you would find on just about any rowing machine. The boards are 13 inches long, so plenty of room for your athletic shoes to make good contact with the board. The adjustable strap and the heel counter do a good job of holding your foot in place, but the heel counter isn't fixed to the footboard, so you can raise your heels and have it move with you. Some rowing athletes may not like this feature, but I found it really helpful. I don't yet have the flexibility to keep my heels down, so it's pretty nice. Now for the handle and the strap. The handle is rounded and has a slightly rubber texture. My hands felt comfortable on the handle and the strap glides very smoothly while you're rowing. I prefer this feel over rowers with chain drives. This is much quieter. The Hydrow Wave Rower has a monorail instead of the dual rail that is popular on water rowers. It accommodates an exerciser with a maximum inseam of up to 36 inches. Its weight capacity is 375 pounds, so overall the Wave Rower supports a decent range of statures. The resistance is magnetic. There aren't resistance levels like you find on some other magnetic rowing machines, like those from Nordic Track, Proform, or Averon. Instead, the Wave Rower has a variable drag factor of 50 to 300. The rower's default is a factor of 104, which should feel the most like training on the water. Then you can row with more force or faster to vary your intensity. You can't switch the drag factor easily during your workout, so these are the only two ways to change your intensity. This makes the Wave Rower feel a lot more comparable to training on the water, and I prefer rowing machines that work this way. The construction of the Hydrow Wave Rower is really nice, and it only gets better when you take a look at all of the features it has. The Hydrow Wave Rower has a 16-inch touchscreen display. The size and position of the screen are nice for viewing, but I couldn't reach it while my feet were strapped into the pedals. And if you're like me, aka not very flexible, then you will need to release at least one of your feet before interacting with the screen. There aren't any off-screen buttons on the front of the console, but the volume controls are along the right side of the screen. There are speakers under the screen. The volume is great. I could hear everything clearly, and there are a couple of other options for audio. You can pair Bluetooth headphones to listen quietly or turn on closed captions for the training videos. Bluetooth also allows you to connect a heart rate monitor. At the time of filming this video, purchasing the Hydrow Wave Rower also includes a polar heart rate monitor for free. You can also purchase additional accessories from Hydrow to follow along with the strength and yoga classes. Hydrow has resistance bands, exercise mats, and yoga accessories. Hydrow includes their on-the-mat training kit with the Wave Rower right now. There's no storage on the Hydrow Wave Rower, so keep those items nearby if you can. And of course, you are low enough to the floor, so you can just set your belongings beside you there. I had no problem reaching my water bottle or phone like this. But you can't easily view other training or entertainment content. The screen is just for Hydrow subscription content, which we are just about to get into. Before we get into what kind of content Hydrow offers, I want to answer what might be your most burning question. Can you use the Hydrow Wave without a subscription? And the answer is yes, you can. You can train in the just row mode, connect a heart rate monitor, and view your training metrics on the screen. But none of your data will be saved for review later. So the training options are quite limited there. I really recommend subscribing to the Hydrow platform for the best training experience. The Hydrow Wave Rower is a good rower without the subscription, but the content elevates your training even more. Hydrow specializes in water training content, and these videos are filmed from a boat that follows along with top rowing athletes, including Olympians as they row in these beautiful locations all over the world. You get training instruction, form cues, and even just entertaining banter if there are multiple coaches guiding the workout. There are classes designed just for beginners, including an intro to rowing series. There are also plenty of classes for advanced rowing, so Hydrow's got you no matter where you are in your training. Hydrow separates their classes into drive, sweat, breathe, warm up, and cool down classes. These classes can be completed one after another to build out a more complete workout, or you can do them on their own. The drive classes are maximum effort classes, the sweat classes build endurance, and the breathe classes are a more relaxed rowing session. There are also non-rowing classes for strength, Pilates, yoga, and stretching. If you want a combo of strength and rowing in one class, check out the circuit classes. The circuit classes take a break from the traditional Hydrow setup and take rowing into a studio setting. You will want an open area next to your rower for doing the strength moves. But if you need a break from the trainer-led classes, try the Just Row scenic videos. These classes show just the end of the shell as it travels through the water. They're super peaceful and relaxing. There's no guidance, so you can just do your own thing. Hydrow has a great variety of classes that really improve the Wave Rower. All right, so now I'm going to row a little bit on the Hydrow Wave Rower so you can see how it performs and also hear it a little bit. All right. And I just have it at that default 104 drag. There's a little bit of noise, but really not that much. Our rail could even be cleaned off a little bit. You really want to maintain it so it's the quietest that it can be, but even as it is, it's pretty quiet. All right, so if I did want to dial up that drag factor, which I don't necessarily recommend, but if you do, you can turn it up, and then it's gonna be a lot harder. This would maybe be a good option for someone who wants to row for strength or power, but not really for endurance, and I wouldn't recommend using it for the Hydrow content. Okay, so I'm gonna dial that back down. And as I mentioned, that's not really something that's easy to do while you're doing a workout. So you don't really want to treat that drag factor like resistance levels. If you want to have a harder rowing session, you're going to want to row faster. And I can see all of my metrics on screen, so I know right where I am. So if I want to drop back down to an easier pace, super smooth transition. All right, and that was just a little look into how the Hydrow Wave Rower performs. I really like it. It's a great lightweight rower. If you're interested in the Hydrow Rower, the more expensive option, definitely check out this one as well. You might save you some money. Same great content in a lighter package. Let's go over the top features of the Hydrow Wave Rower one more time. It has a class for every athlete and every training need filmed on the water for an authentic experience. The frame is lightweight, so you can move it around easily and store it upright. The magnetic resistance is the best. Just keep that drag factor at 104 or pretty close. As for the couple of areas you should take note of or that might need improvement, the screen only shows Hydrow content, so if you don't subscribe, you're limited to the manual training screen. The seat is lower than a chair and you might not be able to reach the screen when you have both feet strapped in. Even considering these small points, the Hydrow Wave Rower landed on the second spot on our best rowing machines list, and it definitely deserves it. Thanks so much for watching my review of the Hydrow Wave Rower. I've really enjoyed using this rower and its content. If you can't wait to get one for yourself, use our link in the description to check out its current price. If you use our link to make your purchase, it supports our channel at no additional cost to you. If you have more questions, drop us a comment or click the link for my full written review that will have more details on the Hydrow Wave Rower. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks again for watching.